Hello, friends, and welcome to Storytime. Today, we're going to be reading a book called The Perfectly Horrible Halloween. This book is written and illustrated by Nancy Poydar. So this is the front cover, this is the back cover, and this is the spine. Let's see what it says. The Perfectly Horrible Halloween. Okay, let's get started. The Perfectly Horrible Halloween by Nancy Poydar. This is the title page. The Perfectly Horrible Halloween. Looks like there's a kid dressed up in a pirate outfit and he's looking at himself in a mirror. And he has some sort of hook or sword. He has a tattoo. He has a bird. He has a bandana. He has an eye patch. And look at those eyebrows and that beard. That's pretty cool. Arnold's school bus was a pirate ship. His costume was in his bag, but he was already a pirate. He was bold, mean, and scary. Arnold was after the Scariest of All prize at the Room 13 Halloween party. When the bus reached the school, he swaggered down the aisle. "Have a horrible day," joked Mr. Jack, the bus driver. Arnold sneered, his scariest sneer so far. Wow, look at that sneer. That's pretty scary, isn't it? Mr. Roach said it would be business as usual until the end of the day. Then they would have the costume parade and prizes. "I'm going to be a pirate," boasted Arnold. "I have chocolate gold coins for everybody. I'll have bushy eyebrows and a beard and a tarantula tattoo." "Horrible," exclaimed Harriet. "Horrible." Wow, look at her. She's saying horrible. Arnold just knew he would be scary enough for the Scariest of All prize. It would be his pirate treasure. Looks like they all drew some pumpkins and they hung them up on the wall. There's a spider decoration over there. Arnold thought about his chocolate gold coins. He thought about his costume. There's his beard and his eyebrows, his eye patch, his spider. Remember, that's the tarantula tattoo. There's the bandana, the earring, the sword, and the bird. He went to his cubby just to look at them. He pushed aside his jacket and a sweater. He found 5 pencils. He found 2 dead bugs from last week's show and tell. There were lots of papers, but no pirate things. He looked in the cubby beside his. He looked in the cubby on the other side. Where was that bag? Where did it go? Where was his costume? Oh, no! Arnold remembered just where his chocolate gold coins were. He knew just where his beard and eyebrows were, and his bandana, his sword, his earring, his eye patch, his parrot, and the tattoo. He had left them on the bus. He was going to have a horrible day. Look, there's his own no face. He's so surprised. "Spelling," announced Mr. Roche. "Spooky," he dictated. Then came ghost and scary. Eerie and pumpkin were next. Horrible was for extra credit. "Arnold, you're not listening," scolded Mr. Roach. Like all the kids are looking at him when he is really upset about his missing costume. Arnold was feeling horrible. If I were a pirate, he thought, Mr. Roche would walk the plank. "Arithmetic," said Mr. Roche. "Put your answers in the pumpkins." Arnold thought Mr. Roche looked like a pumpkin. Maybe I could be a pumpkin, Arnold thought, but he couldn't figure out how. Pumpkins didn't scare him anyway, and he wanted to be scariest of all. Finally, Mr. Roche said it was costume time. The class began to change. Arnold wanted to change too. Look, there's somebody who is a ballerina, and there is a cat, cowboy, and a princess, and a wizard. There's Mother Goose, and there's the jester. There's the nearly headless horseman, and there's a skeleton. But what about Arnold? He put his jacket on backward. He put his sweater on too. He let the arms dangle. He had 2 legs and 4 arms. He noticed their World of Bugs mural. He stuck pencils in his hair. He was a bug, a scary bug. Bzz, bzz, zip, zip. So let's see, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legs. That means he is an insect. And look at the antennas. A headless horsewoman pranced over. It's not time to go home yet, Arnold, she said. Wait, she doesn't even know that was a costume. She thought that was him putting on his jacket to go home. A wizard touched Arnold's antenna with a magic wand. Why are you wearing pencils? He asked. One fell to the floor. Arnold felt bad. He put his clothes back. He tried to stuff himself into his cubby. If only the wizard could make him vanish. There he is in his cubby. Where could he hide? Then he spied the cloth that they'd stood on when they painted their mural. Look, there's a cloth over there. Arnold crawled under. It was dark and spooky. He curled up tight. He felt like a beetle. No one noticed. He could hear everyone getting ready for the party. Cupcakes for everyone. That was Princess Harriet. Arnold's chocolate gold coins would have tasted better. Swish, swish. That was Wizard Walter's magic wand. Arnold's sword would have been more frightening. Giddy up. That was Susanna, the headless horsewoman. Arnold, the pirate, would have been much scarier. It was eerie and sad to hear what was going on and not be seen. Arnold the Invisible, he thought. Look, nobody can see him underneath the cloth. Arnold? Mr. Roach's voice interrupted the buzz. Where's Arnold? He disappeared, whispered the ghost. He's a ghost, hissed the headless horsewoman. How horrible, declared the princess. Look in the bathroom, Walter, said Mr. Roach. Look in the hall, Susanna. You can't see ghosts, warned the headless horsewoman. Arnold's not a ghost, said Mr. Roach. He's just disappeared temporarily. Everyone's looking for Arnold, even the cat and the ballerina. A ghost, thought Arnold. That's what I am, a ghost. I'm eerie, spooky, and scary. His hand crept over and tapped the princess on her royal ankle. Right there. Oh my goodness. She didn't even see him, and he just tapped her on the ankle. Eek! Oh my goodness, she is so scared. She said, eek. She's really scared of that tap. She doesn't know what it is. Then the ghost rose to its full height. It drifted and darted like a giant moth. It swiveled and swooped. It howled and whooped. Ooh. Oh my goodness, look at the kids. They are so scared, aren't they? It frightened the wizard and made the headless horsewoman drop her head. Look, she dropped her pumpkin head. And he is so scared that his hat is coming off of his head. Bumpity, bumpity, bump. Look at the pumpkin rolling down the classroom. It even startled Mr. Roach. Wow, look at all the kids. They look really scared of that ghost. Arnold? Guessed the clown and Mother Goose. Arnold? Wondered the wizard. Arnold is the scariest of all, declared Mr. Roach. And here it looks like they all won prizes. So the lion got most ferocious. The ballerina got most graceful. The wizard got most magical. The nearly headless horsewoman got most frightening. The princess got most royal. The skeleton got Mr. Bones. Mother Goose got best storyteller. And the clown got funniest of all. The pumpkin got great pumpkin. The cowboy got most western. And what about our friend Arnold? He got scariest of all. You really were horrible, said Harriet. But what happened to the pirate? Mr. Jack snickered. All aboard, mates, he said. And anyone who is too noisy will walk the plank. So it was Mr. Jack. It was the bus driver. He took the costume, and look, he has the eyebrows, the eye patch, the bird, and the beard. There's even the tattoo over there. He really dressed up as a pirate using the costume that Arnold had left in the bag in the bus. The end. This book was called The Perfectly Horrible Halloween. Thanks for coming to Storytime, friends, and I'll see you next time.